Good evening, my name is Roberto Moreno and I'm going to talk about successful presentations. Okay, and here it goes. First, planning and preparation. Okay, in planning and preparation, we have to know your audience. That talks about that it is necessary that you know who you will make the presentation, investigate if there are time restrictions, and adapt your content properly. It is possible that the company has given you those details. Now, if they didn't investigate, you have to make that. And give a structure to your presentation. Share it with your audience. Think of it as a fascinating story which has a beginning, a plot, and an end. In the introduction, summarize what the presentation will include. During the plot, it provides more details, and finally recap what you stated earlier. Then practice, practice, and practice. Once you have prepared your presentation, perfect your skills in front of a mirror or rehearse with your family and friends or with someone else outside your job. That's important to be in constant practice because if you are in practice, you can improve yourself when it's time to make the real one. Then check the room where you will make the presentation. Do you have the necessary equipment? For example, laptop, overhead projector, and can you do a test to make sure the slides look good and your voice is heard from the back of the room? Getting familiar with the room can be a good way to calm your nerves before the presentation. Then dress to impress, professionally of course, and wear comfortable clothes. This will help you feel confident and confident. As you will be the center of attention, don't let careless shoes steal attention from your speech. Then we have the topic that is prepare your materials. First, PowerPoint, of course. Don't use slides as crutches. The purpose of the slides is to guide the public during the presentation, not to help you do it. The key is planning, preparation, and practice. Bullets. Don't saturate the slides. You should only include the most important information as a starting point from which your speech will be broken down. Then presentation day. That's a very important topic. Arrive on time. You have to arrive on time because if the audience is waiting for you, that will be boring and stressing maybe. So you have to take your time and also arrive on time. Then greet your audience cordial. Maintain eye contact because if you maintain eye contact, that will be, for example, if I look to just one of the audience or one of the group direct to him or her, that will be a little bit, I don't know, weird or something like that because it's not the best way. You have to look to everybody in the room. Then speak naturally and take your time. Don't be too slow, don't be too fast, just speak by the rhythm that you think is the best way to try to say what you want to say. The conclusion is important to recap everything on the presentation. Think and take your time to invite them to ask you questions. That's a good one. And time to answer the questions. If you don't know the answer of a question, you can cordially sorry for you and maybe look for that topic. Then the communications skills. Communications skills refer to the ability of send, receive, elaborate, and issue information, ideas, opinions, and ideas of the highest quality and oriented towards personal and organizational abilities. There is no verbal communication and verbal communication. Non-verbal communication skills refer to the use of facial expressions, movements, and body language for the transmission of meaning. Then, on verbal communication, those are skills that refer to the most frequently used oral message and take place in personal meetings and telephone conversations, for example. There is an image of essential communications skills for your career. Listening, friendliness, open-mindedness, the feedback, confidence, always be confident with you, and non-verbal communication. Clarity and concision. A good verbal communication means saying just enough. Don't talk too much or too little. Try to convey your message in as a few words as possible. Say what you want clearly and directly. Empathy. Using phrases as simple as I understand where you are coming from demonstrate that you have been listening to the other person and respect their opinions. Also, open-mindedness. A good communicator should enter into any conversation with a flexible, open mind and be open to listening to and understanding the other person's point of view rather than simply getting their message across. Respect. People will be more open to communicating with you if you convey respect for them, and their ideas. Feedback. The feedback is what we are talking back. So being able to appropriately give and receive feedback is an important communication skill. That's what we are saying in all the presentation. Then the audience, those points are important because you show your patient and connect with your audience. Focus on your audience needs. Keep it simple. Concentrate on your core message. Smile and make eye contact with your audience. Start strongly and remember the 10-20-30 rule from slideshows. That rule talks about that a good presentation have to be with just 10 slides. Don't be too extensive or more extensive than 20 minutes and have 30 points that are like main topics or that are important for the presentation. Another one, tell stories. That would be a good one because you empathize with your audience and it makes that they don't feel uncomfortable, for example. And that's the main ideas or the main points that you have to follow to have an effective presentation and a good presentation. Thank you.